Happy 2023, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Karina. Thank you for joining me. So for today's video, my first actual 2023 video, I wanted to switch things up a little bit. So if you watched my videos in the past, you've seen that I've done a few makeup looks where I show you step by step as to how I get that makeup look. But for today's video, I wanted to sit down just with you guys and chit chat and talk specifically about goals and intentions for 2023 and how I've been feeling about 2023 so far, what I'm going to do to help me accomplish my goals, because I've also been thinking a lot about what I want to do through my YouTube channel. And I do want to change things around. I still want to continue doing thrifting, DIYs, makeup looks, talk about fashion and all of that because I love that. However, I want to also take the time to connect with you guys in a different level. I want to build a community of strong individuals that share ideas, be creative together, and help each other move up and lift each other up. I think it's so important. We need it more than ever. And that's my intention with my channel. I want to help other people. I want to just create a strong community at the end of the day. And I don't think I've been doing that enough through my channel. So if I'm going to spend my time recording videos, editing, and doing all that fun stuff that nobody sees, I want to make sure that it's something that I want to invest my time in, and that at the end of the day, I'm having fun and helping others. So with all that being said, if you want to watch how I do my everyday makeup look when I want to look presentable, but not super extra, and you want to talk about goals and ideas, stick around and let's get started. Let's get started with this look and this conversation. So first I'm going to put this hair behind me. Not like I have a lot of it to put behind me, but let's get it out of my face and we can start chit-chatting about our goals in life. So I already did my skincare, and we're going to start with some primer for my cara. So tell me, guys, how have you been doing for 2023 so far? What have you guys been up to? Have you been doing anything fun yet? Have you guys sat down and talked with anybody about your goals? Or have you written your goals? What are you doing to get your 2023 started? For me, I'm going to start off by sharing that it's been really hard. In case you guys didn't know, which you probably guys don't know if you don't know me personally, I do struggle from anxiety. And I don't know why, but this past weeks leading to Christmas, I've been very extremely anxious and I don't know why. I usually know why, or I can tell you I think this is why I'm anxious. But I don't know. It's been a struggle. In this first week of New Year's, I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. I was very disappointed in myself because it's not how I wanted to start the year. I feel that I was very down on myself for some reason, and I just couldn't get out of that groove. I don't know, and maybe it's because it's that thing that we put in our heads that it's 2023 pressure. Come on, you got to start the year strong. You got to have your goals. You got to do this. How many of you feel that way? I think that's how, maybe that's why I was feeling the way that I was feeling. I'm doing better now. But the last weeks of December and the few first days of January were hard for me because I don't know. I feel that maybe that's what was going on. Usually I'm a person that tries to organize everything ahead of time, and my goals would have been already set by December. I would have already had an idea of what I want to start off doing my first week of January. I'm a planner, and that can be a good thing and a bad thing sometimes because things don't turn out always as we plan. But you know what I mean? I wanted to make sure that I had my goal set. I wanted to make sure that I started strong, and that wasn't the case. I didn't write my goals until probably, 2 days and a half ago. So that's really late for me. So to me, it was
you failed. You already failed, Karina. You're going to have a horrible 2023.
And I was getting that into that space where I was being very negative with myself and just in general. And I don't like that. I don't think any of us like to be negative. Well, there's some people out there that I know that love to be negative. But anyways, we're not going to talk about that. We're here to talk about good things. But anyways, I finally sat down and analyzed what I want to do. And it's been good so far. So I'm doing better. But has anybody struggled with starting their 2023 and why? Share with me what's going on. But okay, so before I get started with the another thing that you'll notice, sometimes it's hard for me to multitask. I mean, more in the sense of like talk and explain something and then try to coordinate my stuff. I don't know how this chit chats are gonna go, but I'll probably get better as I go with time, right? So now that I prime my face for this look, I don't want to go very heavy on makeup. I'll probably end up looking like a cake face, but that's not the intention. I'm gonna take some of my supercharged under eye tint or brightening tint, and I'm just gonna add it just a little before I add my foundation. But yeah. So after I sat down and put my head down and decided like, what's going on, Karina? What's happening? That's what I thought. Like, I realized that what I was just saying with you or sharing with you guys, that my problem was that since I'm such a perfectionist or try to be, and I'm very hard on myself, just the fact that I didn't have my stuff together like I usually do by the end of the year was driving me nuts, and that was getting in my head, and it was making me very anxious and mad. And I was like, okay, Karina, you know the problem, so now what are you gonna do to solve it? So I sat down, I started writing in my journal my intentions for this year, my goals professionally, personally, and my big dreams, and what I'm gonna do to get there, or start a draft of what I'm gonna do to get there. And then told myself that it's okay to not have it all together. We're never gonna have it all together. That's a thing that now I feel sad sometimes for younger generations, because we have this amazing platforms of social media where we can talk and share ideas and all of that. But it's also hard to not want to compare yourself to other people or their lifestyles. And especially when you see in social media, so many like beautiful lives and the perfect lives, the perfect relationships, perfect careers. I got cut off on my little talk or rant about social media. But what I was trying to get across is that because we're so caught up in that world of what we just see for 3 minutes, or on a video, on a reel, TikTok, or even a YouTube channel, or through a picture, and we see all of that, we get caught up on the world that, oh, that's perfection, that's a beautiful life. But at the end of the day, even the most perfect person that you think there is out there, they have highs and lows, and it's okay. We don't have to worry so much about being perfect. And that's one of my personal goals, to stop worrying so much about being a perfectionist. And when I mean by perfectionist, I'm talking in the sense of I don't want to worry so much about things not turning out the way that I plan them. To me, that's what I refer to as perfection in my world. It's not so much about looks or what people think about me. It's more of a sense of like, I'm really hard on myself, and I feel that I should have this, I should do this, I should do that. And if it doesn't happen, it's just not good for me. But I have to remind myself, and my personal goal is that it is okay. It is okay, Karina, that things don't work out the way that you plan them. And I have to continue to grow as an individual in many ways. And then when things don't work out the way that I plan them, then analyze the situation, think about what can I do different, or what I've learned from that as well. So, yeah, I don't know if all of that made sense, but my point was that nobody's life is perfect. And as much as we want to compare ourselves, or as much as we want to think that whoever we see online has a perfect life. Trust me, everybody has highs and lows, and it's all good. It's okay. So for my makeup, I'm using my L'Oreal Infallible foundation, and I'm just going in with my beauty blender and adding it to my skin. What I like about this foundation, which I've been gravitating more towards actually, is because my skin for some reason has been very dry. It's usually never dry, but even in the winter it's not dry. But what I like about this foundation is that you can build it up. So if you want it to be like full coverage, it definitely covers your anything that you want to cover. So you just build up the coverage, or you can go very light. So for today, I'm doing like a medium cover. I told you I was gonna go for something very simple, but think I added a little too much, but it's all good. But going back to our conversation, so that's one of my goals. Personally, is just going with the flow, still organizing myself, and still continue to plan things, because that's just me as a person. But also know that it's okay, Karina. That's one of the things that I write in my journal at night when something doesn't go as planned, or how I wanted them to go during that day. I'll just write, it's okay, Karina, it's okay. Everything will work in your favor. And then I'll also write my favorite phrase, which is the best is yet to come, because I'm sure, and I feel it in my core, that the best is yet to come. And I still have a lot of things that I can accomplish and that I want to accomplish. And it just takes time, right? So that's another thing that I'll share with you guys is, I don't know about you guys, but I think it's important to have a planner or a journal where you can write your intentions and your goals. There's something about, at least for me, there's something about writing down your goals and your intentions and seeing them on paper. Because it's very, well, at least for me, it's very different to just talk about it. But when you actually see it physically every day, there's research actually that shows that seeing a vision board or your goals written down can have a big impact in you accomplishing those goals. Don't mind my watch. So we'll wait for that. Okay, back to it again. There's something about just writing down your goals and seeing them on paper, and for me has helped me in the past. This year I haven't done a vision board, which I still want to do, but every year that I've done a vision board, at least I would say, let's say I put 10 things on my vision board, at least 5 of those things are accomplished by the end of the year. And without even thinking about it, like, they just naturally happen. And maybe it's because I'm looking at them every morning. So what I did so far is bought a new journal. Every day at night, I write down how did my day turn out. So basically I put like 3 things that I'm grateful for that day. I mean, I have so many things to be grateful for, but at least the 3 things that stand out that day. And then I'll write like a memory of the day, something that really stood out. And the last thing that I write in my journal is one thing or a person that made my day extra joyful. Any notes for the day as well. And then I also like to incorporate, as I mentioned, any small phrases to myself or words of affirmation, such as, it's okay, Karina, the best is yet to come. Just recently, when I started feeling a little more uplifted and happier, I wrote on my notebook or my journal, I'm proud of you, Karina. And it's so important for us to talk kind to ourselves. And that's another personal goal that I have for myself, and I encourage you guys to have for yourself, is to be more kind to yourself. How can you expect other people to be kind to you or talk to you in a well manner if you can't even talk well to yourself? And what I mean, of course, we don't have control over how people are going to talk about us or talk to us. However, we tend to, well, at least I do it. Like if someone were to tell me and like, oh, today your hair looks nice, I'll always have to say something negative. Oh, well, yeah, it didn't turn out how I wanted to. Why can't I take that compliment? But the issue is not the person, it's myself. Because if I can't compliment my own hair, how can I accept anybody else's kind words? Does that make sense? Like, be kind to yourself in order to take in any kind words that come your way from other people, because people can tell you so many kind things and you can still be negative about it, because that means that you haven't accepted yourself or you're not kind enough to yourself. At least that's how I feel. So that's one personal goal that I have for myself, is to be more kind to myself and talk to myself with respect, and how I would want other people to talk to my niece or my sisters or people that I love, right? I would never tell my niece, let's say, for example, oh, you look ugly today. That's cruel, right? But yet I'll do it to myself. So I don't want to do that to myself anymore. And I encourage you guys to be more kind to yourself. So that's the point. So now that I've had my concealer set there for a while, is this NYX Professional Bear With Me Concealer Serum. For a while, I can start blending it in. I actually just started using this concealer like a month ago, or a month and a half ago now. And I've been enjoying it for days that I don't want a heavy look, because since it's a serum, it's very lightweight. So when I really wanted to kind of like set in better, I have to let it sit on my skin for a few minutes before blending it in. Blend that in, and then also take my beauty blender if I need to. So I do recommend this NYX Bear With Me concealer if you want more of a heavy look, but it's still, again, I feel like you can build it up as well, but the intention is for it to be more of a lightweight kind of concealer. So yeah, I use the which one is this one? I think this one's the light. Yeah, light. And this is what it looks like. Okay, moving along to the next thing. Since I'm not doing nothing crazy, I'm gonna take a nice blending brush, and I'm gonna actually take my bronzer, which is, I've showed you guys before, is the Tantastic Marc Jacobs bronzer, and I'm just gonna take some on my brush and just go over like this on my eyes. So I still want to I want it to look like I have color, but not necessarily like something heavy. I'm not gonna add anything else except for something on my lid, but other than that, that's all I'm doing. So just in circular motions doing this. Okay, so you can see that's all. And then I'm gonna take a flat brush. I should have one here because I just used it the other day. And then I'm gonna take my Huda Beauty palette. I love this palette, you guys should know, I use it a lot. And then I'm just taking the Momentum, which is this color here, but you could use basically any like color that looks like that from any other palette. This is basically just kind of looks like my skin but better color, and adding it to the lid. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going in with my finger and just blending it in together. So that's it basically for that part. And now let's talk about my YouTube channel. So as I was mentioning to you guys at the beginning, for this video, I wanted to do something different, which was chit chat with you guys, and just share things that maybe many of us don't talk about, or that we need to hear each other talk about and grab ideas from each other. That's what I want to do with my channel. As I mentioned to you guys, I realized that when I started my channel, I wanted to have a platform where I can connect with people, But then when I started doing my videos, and if I look back, although, yeah, obviously I'm connecting with people, those that are watching, even if it's just one person, that one person, I'm connecting with them because somehow, some way, they still want to watch my videos, for whatever reason it is for them. But I felt like I also want to share more about what has helped me throughout my life and through the highs and lows, because as I mentioned, we see so many good things online and like everybody's sharing like, oh yeah, this and that, like the good things, but do we share like how we got through it, the bad things, how we got through it? Not to be negative by any means, but I want to connect with people that way. So as I mentioned, you'll probably be seeing more videos like that. I want to also hear from you guys. I know I don't have a big following, and that's not my goal to create this like crazy following. I mean, if it happens, great, but that's not the point. As long as I can connect with one person, my goal has been accomplished. But I do want to be more consistent with my videos and hear from you guys as far as like, even if it's one person, like what kind of videos do you also want to watch? What kind of conversations do you want to have with me? I also want to do get-togethers with people and meet other women and men too, to talk about how we can help each other and lift each other up. I want to do that. Hold on, water break. I want to do that as well. So if you have any ideas, please do share them with me. So any ideas are welcome, and let's just build each other up. That's the point. But I'll still be doing my like regular thrifting hauls, fashion. But if you want to see something in particular, let me know. I'm even thinking maybe of blogging. Is anybody interested in seeing my life? I don't know. Another goal is I want to start a podcast, and maybe that's the way that I should go. But I don't know. I need to really think about how I want to start the route. I'm still developing my goals, as I mentioned, and it is okay, guys, if you don't have it all figured out this month. You still have a few weeks, and even if you don't figure it out by the end of this month, it's all good. It's all good. It's not the end of the world. Just keep working on yourself. That's the most important thing. So now I'm going to move on to my cejas. For my cejas, you've watched my videos. If you watch my videos, you see that I use the Wet n Wild. So it's so ugly right now. But it's the little case, and I love it. I might need to buy a new one soon. So basically, there's nothing crazy about my eyebrows. My eyebrows, oops, kind of look crazy. I just have very thin, fine hair, so I've noticed that my eyebrows are kind of falling off. Sad, but you know what, we could fix them. So I'll just do that as I'm talking to you guys. But so that's another goal that I have. Let's see, what else did I want to talk to you guys about? As far as professional goals, I do, and this is a personal goal too, I do want to read more self-development books and just books in general. Though my goal is to read more, but what I mean by reading is intentional reading. When I was in college, I hated reading because maybe some of you can relate, but the last thing I wanted to do in my spare time was read because I had so many books to read, and that's what my life consisted of, reading material that I really, well, I mean, I care for it because it's the career I chose, but it wasn't something that it's like, oh, let me just go pick it up at the library or at the store kind of thing, you know? So that's the last thing that I wanted to do. But once I finished college, surprisingly, I missed reading, and I did pick up some books and started reading, but then life happens. I stopped reading. And then when I picked up books again, I noticed that I was reading a lot of books. However, I wasn't intentionally reading them. What I mean by that is that I read it, but if you ask me what was the book about, I could probably just tell you 20% of the book because I was reading them just to read. And I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be more intentional with my reading. So I have a reading goal. Right now, I'm waiting for a book to arrive. I did start reading a book that I had in my collection already. I read it again. I'm reading it again. It's a self-development book in Spanish from Cesar Lozano. Highly recommend him. If you speak Spanish and know how to read Spanish, highly recommend him. So it's a positivity book. So it's been helping me too these days till I can get my book that's on its way. And I'm excited for that. So I'll finish those 2 books this month, hopefully, and then continue. So if you have any book recommendations, please send them my way. I'm open to anything. I usually gravitate more towards biographies or self-help books, self-development books. I'm not so much of a fiction, but I'm open to it. I'm open to any book. So send me your recommendations, please, 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 please. So that's another professional or personal goal that you may say. I also want to do a training. I want to get certified in an area of my work, my career. Still not sure. I'm trying to figure out. Next week, I'm going to sit down and look up certifications that I can get to help me grow professionally in my career. If you didn't know, I have a degree. I have my bachelor's in social work. And it's not the most glamorous career. If you're a social worker, you know this. It's not the highest paying career either. You might know this too. But I love what I get to do through my career, which is helping others. And I want to continue to grow so I can continue to help people in a better way and reach as many people as I can through the skills that I gain. So that's another goal that I have for myself professionally. Now that my cejas are done, I'm going to go in with my NYX Epic Wear waterproof eyeliner. So I'm going to do La Línea, as my niece likes to call it. And as you hear me mention it in previous videos. So I'm taking this and I'm not doing nothing crazy. I'm just doing like a small little line here. Because we're going for that natural look but put together look kind of thing, right? So I might not be able to talk while I do this, so give me a second because your girl can't do that. You see? So I'm not necessarily bringing it all the way in, which I could still do it and without it looking heavy, but I'm gonna leave it there. I don't want to do even like a little thin line. I'm just leaving it there. So I'm gonna do the other side and then we can continue chismeando, hablando. ¿Cómo le dicen ustedes? ¿Chismeando o comunicando? Okay, all done. I was saying, do you call it chismeando, comunicando, right? I like to say, no estoy chismeando, estoy comunicándome. Which brings me to the next thing. If you watch my first YouTube video, I mentioned to you guys that I am bilingual. If you haven't noticed by my accent, I speak Spanish. That is my native language. So I want to do more Spanish videos as well. So I actually was going to record this video in Spanish and then I start talking English. So I don't know what happens. There's days that I'm like,
no tengo ganas de hablar inglés. No tengo ganas de hablar inglés. And there's days that no hablo nada de español. I don't speak any Spanish. I don't know. It's hard. Yeah. But anyways.
So we'll be doing Spanish videos as well. So if you speak Spanish, make sure to connect to those videos. And of course, you'll hear me talk Spanglish like I've been doing it. So now that I've done that with my eyes are basically done except for my mascara, which I'll do at the end once my linea dries out. Now, as far as bronzer, usually when I want to go for like a natural look, not so heavy, I won't go with bronzer, like a heavy bronzer. Like for example, if I was trying to go extra dramatic, I'll go with my Chanel bronzer or the bronzing cream, but I'm not trying to do that. So I do like to add some color. I'll use my regular Marc Jacobs bronzer and just take a little bit of that on my bronzing brush and just pat it in a little bit. you really can't see it that much unless I build it up, of course. But for this look, we're not trying to be extra. So that's about it. I put some there. I'll put some here on the corners. And then for my nose, I'm not gonna go all out with the contour dramatic look. We're just gonna go with just a little bit here on the top. Same here on the top. And it's still gonna look a little heavy right now, but I'm gonna go in and blend it. Then I'll take some at the bottom. And that's it. Usually what I would do is this, then blend it in, bring it all the way down, then contour here, create some shadow there, but we ain't doing that. So now I go in actually with my beauty blender and blend that in, and that's it. So it's gonna create like just a little light shadow, but nothing heavy. And with any leftover residue from my cheeks, I'll just go over that area where I put the bronzer. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to go in for the cheeks. Well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna blend out the concealer. So I'll just take like a buffer flat brush and just blend that bronzer. Although I didn't add a lot, we don't want any harsh lines that might show up, so we do that. And then we can go in with my blush. For blush, I'm using the Tarte, which is Daydream. It's like a pinky color. It's this one. And then I'm gonna use my brush, damp it in there, and go over here higher. Right now it looks heavy. Don't worry. My skin, it's like recently it's been absorbing every product I put in like right away. Like I don't know what's going on. So I usually, if I'm putting blush or bronzer when I want to go out for like an all day kind of thing, I have to put a lot because I know that like in an hour this will be gone. It'll be like my skin just eats it. So we're just gonna do that. And so it might look heavy right now, but trust me, it won't look like this probably towards the end of the video. And then I just take any leftover of that and cross my nose. This gives me like that sun-kissed look, like acabo de regresar de la playa kind of look. I wish. That's another goal. I want to travel more this year. I want to travel more. I want to save money so that I save money in the sense of like not spending money on unnecessary things such as clothes, bags, which I'll still treat myself, don't get me wrong. I'm still gonna do that every now and then, but I want to be more self-conscious of like where I'm spending my money. And instead of spending it on material things, I want to create memories. So if I'm spending my money on something, it's because I'm gonna create memories. So if I buy a shirt, what memory am I creating, right? An outfit of the day? No, I want to spend my money on things that are gonna bring joy and create memories, such as traveling, and that's one of my goals. But for that, I need to save more and strategize as to how I spend my money and how I'm saving my money, which is something that I recommend you all to do. Is, do you guys actually know what income's coming in to your household and what's the income that's going out from your household? So many times we're like, oh, I'm good, but do you actually know how much you're bringing into your household on a monthly basis and how much you're spending each month, and then breaking it down to see where that money's going? So that's a big reality check. If you haven't done it, I highly recommend it. I highly also recommend for you to do an annual financial review on yourself. You can do it by yourself. There's a lot of templates out there that you can use. I still might have a few ones. I don't use the same. I just do it myself now because I used to do financial helping in the past. I help a lot of individuals with their financial planning, so I still have a lot of strategies that I have them in here. So I don't necessarily use templates anymore, but I could always share with you guys what I do have. If you want them, just let me know. But I highly recommend for you to do a financial analysis at the beginning of the year and at the end of the year, so that you know where you're at and where you want to be. So it's super, super important to have your financials in order so that you know how you're going to go about your year. So that's something that I'm working on, which is making sure that I bring down my debt, the little that I do have, and then working on my spending habits, because your girl le gustan las tiendas. I like to shop. But anyways, now that I have my blush, the last thing, something that I've been really enjoying is this. Is it Pixie? Is that the name of this brand? Sorry if it's not. And it's called On The Glow Bronze. So this is a bronzing stick that is supposed to go like where you bronze. But I got the color that looks the most like a blush. And I actually been wearing it here. And it just gives it that sun-kissed look. Hopefully you can see it. Here there's other colors. They have like actual colors that look like my bronzer color, but I don't want shimmer here. And this doesn't have a lot of shimmer actually, but the color that I got goes perfect for your cheeks here, and it gives it that extra like tint of color but with a little glow. And then on top of that, I take in my elf, I don't even know the name of it anymore because it's not there anymore, but it's also like a highlighting stick, and I've mentioned it in other videos, so you'll probably see the name in other videos. And I just layer it in on top of that bronzing stick, and it just gives me that extra glow and more like glowy look, natural look when I'm not doing. So I don't know what's going on with my camera, but we're still gonna make it work. It cut me off again, but I was saying that I just add that this one to make it a little bit more glowy, and especially for those days that I'm not doing anything extra with my eyes. And basically that's pretty much it. I just need to do my eyelashes. I'm not going to put any actual eyelashes on. I'm gonna go with my natural lashes, just curl them, and then I'll go in with my mascara. First I'll go in with the Lash Paradise by, I think this is from L'Oreal, I don't know, which I need to go buy a new one. It's kind of dry now, so just go in. Then after this one, I go in with my favorite mascara, which has a different wand that helps like separate the little hairs in case I got any clumps of mascara from this one. This one's more for volume and the other one's more for length. So that's that. Probably go twice or 3 times over it. And then I'll go in with the Telescopic Carbon Black L'Oreal. This is my favorite. And then I just go to separate the hairs. So while I'm doing that, lastly, one last goal and something that you guys can help me with too, any suggestions or any things that you use to help you with this, is holding myself accountable for things that I say I'm gonna do, and also other people, and learning how to say no without feeling guilty. What do you do for that, guys? I struggle still with that. As much as I try to say like, oh no, I'm very straightforward. I am a very straightforward person. I still struggle sometimes with saying no in everything, whether it's at work, whether it's my personal life, my relationships, anything. I kind of still struggle, so that's something I want to work on. What about you guys? Tell me, what do you do? Oh man, I got it underneath. No problem. We can clean that up. What do you do for that, guys? Tell me. I need help. Another thing is that I am not gonna wait around for anybody or anything to happen for me. I'm gonna work for it, and whoever wants to come along the ride with me, they can come, but I'm also not going to force any type of relationships of any kind. I think relationships, for any type of relationship, is a two-way street. So I'm gonna see who sticks around in 2023 in my life, because there's some people that might not be in it. I'm just saying. But I'm just saying, I'm going to choose wisely my relationships and who I spend my time with. And who puts the effort too. Because it's a two-way street in any type of relationship. And I think it's so important to have strong relationships and people that you can trust. And people that you care about and people that are going to be there in good times and in bad times. It's very important. So choosing my relationships wisely, who I spend my time with, and I'm not going to go above and beyond in relationships in general with anybody if there's not a mutual trying, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, now that I'm done with my eyelashes, I take one of my wipies. Highly recommend this one's from the dollar store. I just use this ones to wipe my hands for anything and also to remove anything from here. They're probably not the best. It's for hand face moisturizing towels, but I usually don't use this for my lips. I just use it right now because I don't have my liquid one that I use from Garnier to wipe any excess from my lips. But since I don't want to get up, I'm using this one for this right now. Then once that's done, I'm going to use some lip balm. Okay. And then, let's see, which one should we use? I'm going to use this Kat Von D. I don't know the name anymore. I mentioned it before, but the sticker is gone, so I don't know the name. Go back to my videos to check it out because I know I've mentioned it in the past. And that's pretty much it. And I should be done. Now we're going to just put some hairspray in my pillow and we are all done. Okay, for my hair, I already attempted to curl it, but your girl has very thin, light hair, so nothing stays literally on my hair. I actually, for Christmas, my boyfriend gifted me the, what is it called? The Dyson curl set, and I still can't figure it out. I don't know, for some reason I feel that it wasn't meant for girls with light hair or very thin hair, because since it's just like air, warm air, it just, my curls don't stay. So I'm working on it. I think I'm getting the hang of it, but hopefully I'll figure it out. But I already curled my hair before the video. I'm just going to try to add some more volume to it. And then I'll spray it with this hairspray. I just got it. It's the Got To Be Glue Spray Wax, which has a dual spray. Flexible texture and structured hold. I'm trying to like it. I really need to find a hairspray that works on my hair. Nothing works. This one, I thought I would like it, but so far, no and no. I really don't care for it. If anything, I feel like, yeah, it holds for a little bit. And as I was saying, this hairspray, I think it's good for a little bit, like at the beginning. Like for me, for my type of hair, my thin hair, it probably looks good for the first 20 to 30 minutes max. And then it's too heavy for my hair. And the second thing that I didn't like about it, or that I'm not enjoying, is the texture it leaves on my hair. It feels like the residue, I meant to say. It feels sticky, and then I feel like it makes my hair look dirty. And although my hair is clean, and especially I'll notice it more tomorrow for second day hair, it's like, no, I need to wash it. I don't like it at all, but whatever. I paid like $10 for this, so now I gotta use it, unless anybody wants it. But anyways, that is a wrap for today's video. This is the makeup look, very simple for the day, nothing crazy. And thank you so much for connecting with me today, for sticking and watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I really enjoy talking about goals and talking about intentions for 2023 and just chatting with you guys. Hopefully someone's listening out there. But please do share with me your goals and intentions for 2023, what you're doing, what strategies you're using to help you get there, or maybe I can incorporate them into my routine and help me reach my goals, because that's what I want to do with my channel. As mentioned, let's help each other out, let's lift each other up. And until then, make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel so that you're notified when my next video goes up. And until then, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.